Alright guys, welcome back to the Stage 0 channel. My name's Lex and I'm here to present my Sanji deck. Now, I've been playing this on locals because I'm kind of bored of the format already, yet this is a very fun deck which I recommend everyone to try it out. And also, Sanji is my favorite character, and I really did want to give him a try ever since he got announced in the Japanese meta. His effect is pretty simple. If you have 3 or less characters, once per turn, when you play a character without any base effect from your hand, you're going to be able to set 2 Dawn active. That itself allows for multiple plays. Depending on what situation you find yourself into, you're going to be either utilizing that on your opponent's turn in the form of an event card, or you're going to be utilizing it on your turn just to pump up a little bit more attacks or play something else. Now, one disclaimer that I want to say is that I have tailored my deck to my locals, so that itself is just going to be one of the main reasons why this strategy might not work in a larger event such as a regional, because you never know what to expect. Yet on my locals, I kind of have a good idea of what everyone else plays. Yet I'm able to tailor for that, which we can bring up the conversation if we ever do a pre-side or a best of 3 with a side deck. This deck might be a little bit more viable than it is currently. All right. So starting with this, I am playing a heavy film package just because these cards are very good and they work very well with the leader, what it's trying to do. So starting off with the Namis. So she's kind of like your heart and soul of the deck. You want to see her, as fast as possible, and she's going to be the one that is going to be allowing you to fetch more cards and find the pieces that you might need for whatever curve you are. If you go first, if you go second, you're going to be able to find a vanilla for that or a more powerful card for that, all right? What she does, let's go over her really quick in case for you guys don't know. On play or when attacking, you're going to be able to look up top 3 by spending 1 Dawn and reveal 1 film card and add it to your hand. Aside, other than Nami, of course. The way that I have built up the deck, you rarely ever miss, so yeah, she's fantastic for that. You want to defend her as well because she's a 5k, your leader's a 5k, so defending her is almost the same as defending your leader, and she's kind of worth it because she's just going to replace the cards that you put in. Now I'm just going to go over all the vanillas at once. So we got 4 of the 5 costs, we got 4 of the 4 costs, 3 of the 2 costs, and then just I am playing the gym base, particularly again because a lot of people play Zoro in my locals or Luffy or something else like I don't know, like Law, and this itself can check all those cards that are rested, and you're able to just go for them. I did play Punk Gibsons, and this itself becomes a little bit better with Punk Gibson because you don't want to spend one of your bigger attackers on something small when you already have the gym base, and a lot of times you're gonna go for a bigger play. And your Dawn math might not add up necessarily. So you might want to play the Jinbei and then play something else. So for example, if I'm at 4 Dawn and I'm not going to play anything else other than the Brook, and I have a Jinbei, we'll talk about the Brook in a little bit. So I'll play the Jinbei, restand 2, then play the Brook and play the Nami. So he's very good for that, just for that additional body. All right. Now keep in mind, all of these take 2 costs of them, and that's what you realistically pay for them. So he's a 0, 1, 2, and a 3. All right, so a 3 cost 7k vanilla, no one's complaining about that, and yeah, he's fantastic for it. All right, he lets you check most of the battle cards with almost no Dawn commitment or just very too little Dawn commitment. Very to none, little to none. Sorry, my bad, Mexican over here. All right, the next one is the 2020 Chopper. So he's a 2k. You almost 9 times out of 10 you're going to use him for that. Yet his ability is also kind of cute. You're able to put 1 under him, and when attacking, he's going to be able to rest one of your opponent's characters 2 or less. I tried playing him against Law, yet he always got popped by Abystus. They always have what they need, so it's kind of interesting. Yet I do think he's powerful, but he's one of our few 2k counters in the form of a character card, so I utilize him more for that than for anything else. All right, let's move along. Now the Brook, he is one of your best cards of the deck. As we said that, like for example, the Nami might be the enabler. This is kind of what facilitates that play and also adds a 5k body. Brook, what he does, simple, on play, you're going to be able to play 1 film or Straw Hat into the board of 3 or lower. So you're able to play your Usopp or your Nami or your Jinbei. Chopper as well, but rather not you do that, okay? So now here's the important part, and where the mastery of the Sanji that will come is sometimes you might think that the obvious play is always the Nami, yet remember, if you play Usopp, since you're playing him from hand, it's going to enable your leader, you're going to be withstanding 2 Dawn, and you're going to be able to defend a little bit more and do a little bit more stuff in your turn. If you have 5 Dawn, I think that's a perfect time to also play him. Like if you happen to go first and you meet your 5 Dawn curve, you're gonna be playing him for 4, play your Nami, and instantly activate Nami's effect. To pay 1, look up the top 3. All right. Uh, yeah. So he's fantastic in that. Now the more powerful card that you have is your 7 cost Monkey D. Luffy. You gotta find a good time to play him, of course, because you also don't necessarily want to tap out for him, but his effect reads as simple. So he has a blocker, but on play, you're able to play a 4 cost film. Again, depending on what you might need, sometimes it could be just the Sora that you might want to play, which is a 4 and 6, fantastic, or it's actually the Brook. And then you're going to be able to play either an Usopp or either a Nami. That's absolutely powerful. So you're playing 3 cards for the cost of 7. Most of them are beefy enough to check your leader or check your opponent's battle cards. Again, base, no power at all, nothing fancy. But this guy would at least ensure like he's got to take a hit, and he's easier to defend, of course. So yeah, I really like him. I'm just playing him at 3 for now. There's a card that I've been trying out a lot, just because. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the card that I've been trying out that works really well with him. If I had a little bit more of him, I would probably do it. Up him to 4, which is the Bartolomeo. So the Bartolomeo is one of those, I think, an event pack. So he's kind of hard to get. He's not that expensive, but I'm also just testing him out. Now he reads end of turn. Whenever you play this card, you're able to rest him and resend one of your film battle cards. So ideally, if this guy can swing, you would go for a swing, whatever Dawn you might want to attach. Play your Bartolomeo, rest him, resend him. So now you have a blocker, and also he was able to get full value during your turn. Now I only have him in 2. Arguably, I could put like maybe go 2-2 with the gym base, but I honestly don't have another one. Yet since I only have 1, I can't really say if I like it or not. Just because of that. That is just I don't see it a lot. All right. Okay, moving on. Another card. This card is a film, which is just main. KO one of your opponent's characters rested of 4 cost or less. So this is literally the effect of X Drake without the body and cheaper the price. So he's a 2 cost. You're able to play your Zoro, resend 2, play this. So that is kind of like your X-ray right there for a way less investment. I use Everard 1 because it's just good when you see it, but it's not fantastic. I used to play the Onigiri, which is I think the 6K counter, which I never utilized the full value on that. I didn't think that card was good at all. Yet this one has been okay. So when you see it, it's good, but I tried it at 2, but then it will clog my hand because remember, you're able to search a lot with this deck just because of the Nami. His trigger is also really good, which is just play a 4 cost or less with no base effect. That's only the Zoro, Usopp, and Jinbei. So yeah, that sometimes could come up, but not really. I like it more just to pop something on their field. Like say you're playing against Whitebeard or Strawbeard, just pop one of their guys with this. Following up that, I am playing some Punk Gibsons, which I honestly think if you're playing green, this is the card to go, just because the 2-for-1s every single day, particularly in a deck that you want to relieve pressure from your leader and you want to go ahead and control the board a little bit better. Punk Gibson is the way to do that. And then something like your gym base can swing on their smaller guys and take full value of your cards as well. With that, I'm also playing Paradise Waterfall because even though we want to swing with everything that we have, but sometimes defending your Nami becomes very important because they're going to be netting you 1 card every single turn plus the card that you draw. So the Paradise Waterfall allows her to keep, to be alive, and also providing the 2K counter that we just don't have. And more often than not, you're going to be having enough Dawn on your opponent's turn because of your leader effect. So this works pretty well in tandem with it. And also, these 2 have amazing triggers. So KO one of your opponent's characters 4 or less rested. That's literally what the Diablo Jambe Venison shot does. And the Punk Gibson just rush one of your opponent's characters. That's pretty good. Last, we're gonna move on to the blue card. So I do utilize the Boa Hancock. I like her, but she just draws a card, which is always good. But that investment, the Dawn investment, is play her, put 1 Dawn under her, and then block with her. You are able to utilize something like the Paradise Waterfall to restand and possibly block again and draw a card again. Yeah, that doesn't really come up because when they see her, they just she's a pistol target. She's a anything target, to be honest, like an Otama Vista target. people feel more pressure to get rid of her before they get rid of the Nami. Well, I honestly, again, I still think the Nami is the heart and soul of the deck. But nonetheless, she's good, I guess. No, I mean, if you can play her, play her. But I'd rather play this guy, actually. He's a 3-cost blocker. The Don Quixote allows you to just observe your top 5, rearrange however you want, particularly in a deck of like Sanji that you need to find your pieces, meaning either the Brook or the Nami. So you're going to be able to do that. And plus, he's a blocker. You know, if you're going onto 6th on, you might be able to play something like an Usopp, then him, and you already have 2 cards on board, two down open, and you're able to do a little like some cute plays with that, which is always amazing. I like him a lot. And also a counter. And the last ones, I am playing 2 Draco Mihawk. I think that I took this from Los Fiends. Jonathan, shout out to you, just because we needed a form to just check those bigger battle cards, or even that Whitebeard leader. This is gonna force them to utilize some event cards, such as like Guard Point or Radical Beam, or also just spending 2 cards from their hand, which is kind of what you want to do against that deck. Just wiggle down the resources, or have them utilize a resource that is a little too powerful for nothing, because just stringing 8k, that's no done investment. All right, so that's fantastic. And the last one is just the level of theme, which honestly I like a lot, but I never find myself in a situation that I'm using full value. Sometimes I just utilize it for that 9k, but I don't know. It just feels like if I have 3 cards in my hand, I'm kind of losing. Now, granted, your big play, your Luffy into your Brook, into your Usopp or your Nami, that takes away a lot of cards from your hand. So utilizing something like Love is always good in tandem with that play. Yet even after that, I always feel like I am not taking full advantage of that. And plus, it doesn't have a trigger, which whether or not is a thing is a thing for me. So yeah, guys, that was the deck. So let us know what you think. Again, if you're bored with the format, try him out. It's a really rewarding leader, and it's a really fun leader to play with. And you know, being 2 color pools, you're able to build them however you want. Personally, I still think this film version is kind of like the best way to go about it. But if you have another version that you've tried out and you had success with it, feel free to share it. Plug yourself in. I'm very curious of how people are going about building Sanji. All right. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much, and hope to see you guys in a later video.